expect there to be affordable housing. I expect there to be adequate health care. But nothing. Nothing. So much to the point where even this graduation, they didn't even have a sign language interpreter available for all of us. But this is the #1 university. The same #1 university that continues to displace people. I was there at the forefront when our current mayor, Jesse Arreguin, created the 3x3 ordinance, where they made sure that people had to have a tent that was smaller than 9 square feet on the streets, or they would get kicked out of there. I was there watching people going up at 7 a.m., especially elders, taking down their tent, otherwise the police would take it away for them. And they were only allowed to bring that tent back up after 8 o'clock p.m. Most of these people didn't have lockers, even though I advocated for that. Most of these people didn't have showers, even though I advocated for that, and Willard showers are still closed. And you need to recognize that these are my friends. These are people that I am growing up with. These are people that I walk past every single day. Why? Because I live here. So back in 2019, great year, I was part of the Homeless Commission. Thank you, former council member Cheryl Davila. Thank you. Public service, right? And what did we do? Well, the city council was pretty much about to displace everyone. They said, RV people, you gotta get out of here. We rallied against it. We actually went to all the homeless encampments in Berkeley, and we all came up with policies that would help us. Privacy as a human right. No knock, no search unless you have good cause. Having someone who is sent to your encampment who is violent is not good cause, by the way. Work to make sure people have water, sanitation, make sure people can use a restroom, make sure people have accessibility to green space. And we created one of the safest encampments in Berkeley at People's Park, collectively, together. And I thank you for doing that. You did that. Yeah. And what did the city do? They said, no, we don't want your policies. We don't want sanctioned encampments. What we want is to get people out of here. What they wanted is to get me out of here. And I'm glad that at least I got my degree. Yeah. But I was the student candidate for mayor. I was the youngest candidate for mayor in Berkeley's history. I had a responsibility. Thanks. It's hard. It's hard out there. It's hard when Chancellor Christ gives money to the competition, Rigel Robinson, and gets him elected into office. It's hard when Jesse Arreguin does backroom deals, taking away affordable housing at 1921 Walnut Street, and then coming for our public parks. And don't let us forget that after People's Park, they're going to go for Oxford, the Oxford Tract. After that, they're going to go for Gill Tract. They have no condition to stop building on green space. But what do we have in common with this fight? We all need to breathe oxygen. And if they cut down the redwoods at People's Park, if they cut down the oaks and the cedar trees, the maples, if they cut out our food supply, the lemons, the plums, we will be that much more resource poor. And UC Berkeley knows it. Why do they know it? Because they have the research. Just last week or 2 weeks ago, a student from UC Berkeley actually went to the White House and declared a policy to think about our urban architecture, our urban forests as resources for the future. Right now, the trees at People's Park gives us about $300,000 in revenue just by being a carbon buffer, an oxygen bank, having water available. It gives over 500 people a space to go to in case of a natural disaster. Oh, I brought these up to Carol Christ and the rest of them. And you know what Carol Christ said? Oh, we could agree to disagree. I said, Carol Christ, you say we're in a housing crisis, you have to build on everything, build on your mansion. And I find out she has 3 mansions here. The Blake Mansion, University House, and now the President's Mansion. The last one they bought for $6.5 billion. Okay, I was gonna say $1 million. And the city council as a response to that, spent $5 million to build on People's Park. But you have to realize this is what we're up against. And I realized it really quick when I found out there was collusion here. When I found out that Rigel Robinson was given a place to store his campaign supplies in the ASUC office building. That happened in 2018. I found out when a student campus community sent personal emails using the emails of UC Berkeley, berkeley.edu, to say, vote for Rigel first and Aidan second. That hurt. But we overcame that. Despite all the flaws, despite my inexperience, we were able to get 6,000 people to say yes to People's Park. 6,000 people is 3 times as many people that vote in District 7 as of the last election. It's a huge voting bloc that has power. It can make or break any election cycle we have. We know this as a fact. There is collusion between the University of California and the city of Berkeley. How do we know that? Look at the money. We know that UC Berkeley destroyed affordable housing when they have multiple options available. And even though they own most of the Berkeley Hills up here, they still choose to go to District 7, People's Park, the only large open green civic space available. But we're being called on a new challenge, to fight a fight without violence, because violence doesn't work. Violence is the language of fascists and organizers that just want to destroy people and get their way. We have to fight violence at every turn. And what does that mean? We have to get to know each other. We have to get to be able to say, hey, you deserve to be here. You deserve to not be displaced. I'm going to bring you some food. I'm going to bring you something. I'm going to say hi to you when I walk down the street. I'm going to make sure I give something of myself to you because there is no me without you. How much time have I got? Okay, I'm over time. I hope those are some facts. I hope that gets you activated. And remember, I'm running for Berkeley City Council District 7. I'm providing a serious campaign to challenge all of this. And really quickly, just know UC Berkeley is closing down libraries. They're cutting off librarians from a pension. They're stopping students from being able to access their own community. They're constantly destroying Telegraph Avenue and constantly destroying People's Park. So we have to show up and we have to fight back. And thank you for allowing me to be over time. Thank you.